I've been interested in the story of J. Robert Oppenheimer for some time. I really got hooked by that moment where the people working on the Manhattan Project realized that when they detonated the very first atomic device, there was a small but quantifiable possibility, just a slight chance, that in doing so they would set fire to the atmosphere and destroy the entire world. I wanted to take the audience into that room and be there for those kind of momentous decisions, because Oppenheimer, through becoming, as he's termed, the father of the atomic bomb, he's one of the most important people in human history.
When you wake up and you're, one day you're doing a scene with Matt Damon, one day you're doing a scene with, Ken Branagh or Emily Blunt or, Gary Oldman, you just, it's kind of electrifying, and you just gotta turn up the volume on your own performance a little bit, I think,
The vibe on set is really, nobody says it out loud, but everybody feels really lucky to be there.
Yeah.
And so you just get this spirit, from every department, like everybody's killing it. Everyone's doing everything they can, working till you are bone tired because you want to leave it all on the field, because that's what he does. He's very demanding of himself.
Yeah.
And so without having to say anything, you just see that and you kind of take your cue from that and you work, in a similar vein.
You are the man who gave them the power to destroy themselves. And the world is not prepared.
I remember when I read the script, I said, if this is realized, anything like it reads, it's going to be bananas. And turns out, from the first 30 seconds, you're just like, whoa. You're just strapping in and getting ready for the blast off. And it's what happens, for a film that is so, I think, historically relevant and genuinely entertaining.
What's extra special about this film is it's talking about the world. It's really digging at what it means to be humans and our responsibility as humans on this planet, and what we do with the power that we can harness, and in this case, this extraordinary and destructive and appalling weapon.
I saw it with Robert and with John and with Robert's wife Susan, and it was very emotional watching it. And I felt like I was inside of it. I felt like the arms of the movie came out and wrapped around me and pulled me right into it. It was bone-shattering watching it. I just loved it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It's great. It's overwhelming. It was like the experience I had reading the script.
Oppenheimer's story is as big and dramatic a story as I know of. And so I wanted to put it on the biggest screens possible and get it out there to as many people as possible. His story affects all of us. His actions, for better or for worse, have defined the world we continue to live in. And so getting his story out there on the biggest screens possible to the widest audience, that was really the ambition for the project.
Realizing that IMAX has never had something like this, where literally new versions and iterations of how IMAX is even experienced obviously are taken to this next level by Chris Nolan and co. But also just to see whether it's the Trinity test site or extreme close-up of Cillian as Oppenheimer, you're just like, you feel like you're standing next to something that's really happening in history.